Assalamualaikum, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys doing great, and in this video we're gonna go through each and every blend mode of CSS, and if you want to know about a specific blend mode, you can jump ahead to those timestamps. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first of all, the question is that what is blend mode? So basically blend modes determine that how two colors or two layers will interact with each other. So there are a lot of blend modes in CSS and we're going to go through each and every one in this video. So our first blend mode is normal, and it just like me, it does nothing. So whenever the normal blend mode is selected, layers or the colors does not interact with each other. So here I have an example. I have two circles with different colors. Now if I change this blend mode to normal, it does nothing, it remains the same. So no matter if I select the blend mode normal or not, it remains the same. So our second blend mode is Darken. So the Darken blend mode will hide everything. Listen to this carefully. Darken blend mode will hide everything which is brighter than its projected surface. Got it? No? Let me give you an example. So here I have black and white shades depending on their brightness level. So at the very bottom, this is 0% brightness, that means this is pure black, and at the very top this is 100% brightness, that means it's pure white. So in top of this black and white color, I have taken a solid color, solid green color. Now if I change this blend mode to darken, have a look at it. It hides everything from this 60% brightness. Now why is that? Now why is hiding everything from this 60% brightness? So here you can notice that the brightness of these green colors is 60%. So what I mentioned before, that darken blend mode will hide everything which is brighter than its projected surface. So in this case, this green color's brightness is 60% and this white color's brightness was 60% as well. So whenever I choose the blend mode darken, so it hides everything from the brightness of 60%. So let's say if I change this blend mode from 60 to 50, and now if I copy this hex code and if I paste it here, can you notice this? It also hides this 50% gray as well. Similarly, if you increase or decrease the brightness level, it will hide or show according to that brightness level. And our next blend mode is multiply, and as its name suggests, it simply multiplies the colors. So here I have taken a simple solid background color, and on top of this background color I have taken a simple black and white gradient. And now if I change this gradient colors blend mode to multiply, now have a look at it, what's happening. Now first of all, let's understand that why this is happening. So think of this black as 0 and think of this white as 1. So as I mentioned that multiply blend mode simply multiplies. So anything you multiply with 0 is equal to what? 0. Simple, right? And anything you multiply with 1 is equal to what? That number itself, right? If I multiply this black color with its background color, what is going to be the outcome? Simply 0, and 0 means what? 0 means black. So this black color is going to remain as it is. But on the other hand, if I multiply this white color with its background color, what is going to be the outcome? The number itself, right? So the outcome is going to be this color itself. So this white color will become this background color, right? So that's why if I change this blend mode to multiply, these white colors is simply get hidden. So in another word, multiply blend mode simply hides 100% white. So obviously that I'm going a lot of math behind this multiply blend mode, but this is the simplified math of multiply blend mode. Let me give you a clear example that you can understand that what is multiply blend mode is exactly doing. So let's say here I have an image with completely white background, and now if I change its blend mode to multiply, have a look at it. This white background is became transparent. Now why is that? As I mentioned that multiply blend mode simply hides 100% white. So moving on to our next blend mode, and our next blend mode is color one. So basically color burn has 4 different properties. First of all, color burn colorizes it, and also at the same time color burn darkens it. And the third and fourth property is color burn keeps the 100% white as 100% white, and also it keeps the 100% black as 100% black. So here I have an example, and in this example I have 3 colors. First color is the white, 100% white, and second is 50% gray, and third one is 100% black. And in top of these 3 colors I have taken a simple solid color, and now if I change this solid colors blend mode to color burn, have a look at it. So have a look at this background color. This is a light color, it's not a dark color. So if I change this blend mode to color burn, it's darkened that light color. It was a light color, right? So it's darkening that color. And as well as this was a gray color, right? So this was a gray color, but if I change this blend mode to color burn, it colorized that gray color with that particular color we have given. And also it keeps the 100% white as 100% white, and it keeps the 100% black as 100% black. Let me give you another example that you can understand it better. So here I have an image, and in top of this image I have the same color, same light color, and if I change its blend mode to color burn, have a look at it. It's colorizing that image, and as well as it's darkening it. And if you notice here, this is 100% white. If I turn off this portion of image is 100% white. Now if I change this blend mode to color burn, just notice this 100% white remains 100% white, and this portion of image is 100% black. Now if I select the color burn blend mode, this 100% black remains 100% black. So in short, color burn colorize it, and as well as it darken it, and it remains the 100% white as 100% white, it remains 100% black as 100% black. And Lighten blend mode is our next blend mode, and just remember that Lighten blend mode is the exact opposite of Darken blend mode. So here I have the same example. So on top of this black and white shades, if I add the same color, that same exact color we have used for Darken blend mode, and now if I change this blend mode to Lighten, now have a look at it. It's just the exact opposite of Darken blend mode. If I change this Lighten blend mode to Darken, have a look at this. Notice that this last 2 bars are completely visible on Darken blend mode, and other than those 2, not completely visible, but they are kind of transparent. So if I change this Darken blend mode to Lighten, those last 2 bars are completely hidden, and every other bars are gradually visible, and the 100% white is completely visible. So just keep in mind that Lighten blend mode is the exact opposite of Darken blend mode. And our next blend mode is screen. And again, this screen blend mode is exact opposite of multiply. So here I have taken this solid color background, and on top of this solid color background I have created black to white gradient color as I did for multiply blend mode. And now if I change its blend mode to screen, just have a look at it. It's hiding the 100% black. So in multiply we consider this 100% black as 0 and 100% white as 1. But when the blend mode is screen, then you can consider this 100% black as 1 and this 100% white as 0. So if I change this blend mode to screen, it's gonna hide 100% black. So let me show you. If I change back to multiply, you can see it's hiding 100% white, and now if I change back to screen, it's hiding 100% black. So similarly, let me give you another example. So as you can see, I have an image with background color of black, and now if I change its blend mode to screen, have a look at this. This is gonna hide that completely black background, and this image is gonna be transparent. So in short, screen blend mode is the exact opposite of multiply blend mode. And color dose is our next blend mode, and I don't have to say it anymore that color dose is the exact opposite of color burn. So here again I have took the same example, 3 colors, white, gray and black, and on top of this 3 color I have taken a solid color. This is a kind of dark color, and now if I change this colors blend mode to color dodge, Have a look at this. It's not changing the white, it's not changing the black, but it's changing the color of this gray color, and as well as it's lighten that color. So similarly, if I show you another example, here I have an image, and on top of this image I'm taking the same color and I'm changing this color's blend mode to color dodge. Have a look at this. It's not changing this white color and it's not changing that black color, but other than this, it colorizing that image, and as well as it's brighten up that image as well. So it's the exact opposite of color burn. Moving on to our next blend mode, and our next blend mode is overlay. So basically what overlay does is it increases the contrast. So here I have an image, and on top of this image I have created a gradient color, the simple black to white gradient color. So wherever there have white, overlay blend mode will increase their brightness. So on top of this gradient they have white, so on top of this image will be get brighten, and in the bottom of that image will be get darken, because at the bottom of this gradient there have some black color, so at the bottom of this image will be get darken. So now if I change this gradient colors blend mode to overlay, have a look at this. It increases the brightness wherever there was white color, and it decreases the brightness wherever there was black color. So this was the before and this was after. Have a look at this beautiful contrast it's creating before, after. So simply overlay blend mode increases the contrast. So moving on to our next blend mode, which is soft light. So you can call this soft light as the mild version of overlay. So soft light also add contrast, but it's not get as extreme as overlay did. So here I have the same example, the same gradient color, and if I change its blend mode to soft light, have a look before, after. Before, after, it's also add contrast, but overlay takes it really extreme. So if I change this blend mode to overlay, have a look at this contrast, and now if I change this blend mode to soft light, have a look at this. So soft light is basically a mild version of overlay. So our next blend mode is hard light, and hard light also increases the contrast but in a faded manner. So here I have the same example, and if I take a black to white gradient in top of this image, and now notice this, if I change the blend mode to hard light, so can you notice that it increases the contrast but in a faded manner. Let me change the blend mode to overlay that you can understand it better. So overlay also increases the contrast but it's really sharp, but whenever you have chosen hard light, it does the same thing. It also increases the contrast but in a faded manner. So basically hard light creates a faded contrast. Let's create an interesting effect with hard light blend mode that will clear this concept more. So here I have taken an image, and in top of this image I have taken the same image again. That means I have taken one image twice. So as you can see, I have taken the same image twice. So if I position this image in top of each other, and if I blur the top image, so if I change the blend mode of this blurred image to hard light, have a look at this beautiful effect it's creating. So if I change this blend mode from hard light to overlay, so overlay also increasing the contrast but it's not creating that faded effect. But if I chose the hard light, so did you notice that hard light is creating a faded effect and also it's increasing the contrast. So our next blend mode is difference, and difference blend mode is nothing but difference between two interacting colors. Here I have two circles with same color. Now if I change one of those circles blend mode to difference, have a look at what happening. Notice that area where they're intersecting each other. That area just got black, right? Let me show you that it's actually black. Now if I take this color, have a look at this. This color is totally black. Let me zoom in. This is a total black color, right? Now why is being so black? Why is black? It's black because difference between the same color is absolute zero, and zero means black. Let me show you an example. So if I copy the hex code of this color and if I paste it here in the color picker, so notice that RGB value. So first is 240, 128 and 128. So as the two colors are same, so difference between 240 and 240 is 0. So they have no difference, both are 240, right? So notice the RGB value. So as the two colors are same, so difference between 240 and 240 is what? 0, because difference between 240 and 250 is nothing, there is no difference, right? So similarly 128 and 128 is 0, and 128 and again 128 is 0. So there are no difference between RGB values. So as there are no difference, that means the difference is 0, and 0 means black. So that's why wherever they have intersects each other, that color gets dark. That means that color gets totally black. And now if I change the color one of those circles, and now if I change this blend mode to difference, have a look at it, this color gets changed. And now let's copy the hex code of these intersected colors, and now if I paste it here, so notice the RGB value of this color. So what was the RGB value for this red color? 255, 0 and 0, right? And what was the RGB value for this light color? It was 240, 128 and 128, right? So difference between 240 and 255 is what? 15, right? And similarly difference between 0 and 128 is 128, right? So that's what is showing up. So basically difference blend mode is difference between two interacting colors, or another word, difference between RGB values. And our next blend mode is exclusion, and you can consider this exclusion blend mode like difference blend mode with faded effects. So let me give you an example. Here I have an image, and on top of this image I have taken a solid color, and if I change the blend mode of this solid colors to exclusion, have a look at this. This is creating a faded effect. And remember, exclusion does not invert the midtones. So if I change this blend mode to difference, so have a look at this. Difference is inverting the midtones, and also it's not creating that faded effect. But if I choose exclusion, it's not inverting the midtones, and as well as it's creating a faded effect. So you can call this as difference blend mode with faded effect. So if I bring down the opacity to 0.7, so I will look at these beautiful effects it's creating. Moving on to the next blend mode, and which is hue. So basically hue means what color it is. So hue basically the root color. It determines that what color it is. It has nothing to do with the saturation and the luminosity or the brightness of the color. So if you have a look at this color picker, you can see this bar in bottom of this color picker. This bar is called hue bar, and hue goes from 0 to 360 degree. It goes from 0 degree to all the way to the 360 degree. It determines that what color it is. So if I change this hue, you can see this color is changing. So it's changing the root color. So similarly, I have taken a solid color on top of this image, and if I change this blend mode to hue, this hue blend mode is changing the root color of that particular image. So if I change the hue, have a look. So as it's changing the hue, it's also changing the root color of that image. Oh, it actually looks good. So basically hue changes the root color. And our next blend mode is saturation. So basically saturation means how much color. So hue means what color it is, and saturation means how much that color is. So let's say if I take the same color on top of this image and change the blend mode to saturation, so have a look at it. It changes the saturation of that particular image. No matter if I change the hue or not, it does not affect anything. But if I change the saturation, have a look at this. If I change the saturation, it increases the saturation and decreases the saturation. So if I take it all the way to the left, it becomes grayscale, and if I take it all the way to the right, it becomes fully saturated. So the next blend mode is color, and as its name suggests, color blend mode, simply colorize. So here I have this image, and on top of this image I have taken a solid color, and if I change this blend mode to color, so have a look at this blend mode colorize that image. So now you might think that color and the hue blend mode is doing the exactly same thing. Well, color and hue blend mode are similar but not same. Let me show you the difference between color and the hue blend mode. So here I have an image, and half of this image is grayscale and half of this is colorized. So now if I take a solid color on top of this image and change its blend mode to color, have a look, it's colorized all the image irrespective of if it's grayscaled or not. However, if I change this blend mode to hue, have a look at this. It's colorized that portion of this image which was already colorized, but it did nothing to that portion of image which is grayscaled. So basically hue only changed the color where already color exists. But if the image is grayscale, hue does not change the color. But color blend mode colorize everything irrespective of this is grayscale or not. So our last blend mode is luminosity, and luminosity simply means brightness. So if the luminosity blend mode is selected, it's only affect the brightness. It does not affect the color. So now here I have the same example, and on top of this I have the same color, and if I change its blend mode to luminosity, have a look at this. So it's darkening the image because this color is dark, but it's not affecting the color of this image. So if I change the color, if I let's say for example if I take a brighter color, so its brightness is increasing but the color is still intact. So similarly if I take a darker color, it's also getting dark but this color is still intact. So luminosity blend mode basically preserves the color and just only changes the brightness of particular image. I hope this video will be helpful for you guys, and if you guys have any question or any confusion, you can comment down below. I will try my best to answer them. So that is it for today guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching this video. Take care. Bye bye. Tata.